All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to EdTech Austin. Thanks for being here tonight. I hope you've all had a chance to grab something to drink, get something to eat. We're excited to do another event, and I just wanted to welcome everybody, tell you a little bit about EdTech Austin, and then I'm excited to introduce the awesome companies who are going to be here tonight who are looking forward to meeting you. So if you would like to use Wi-Fi, Capital Factory has a guest login, so feel free to use that. If you're tweeting throughout the night, use the hashtag EdTechATX, and you can tweet at us at EdTech Austin. So EdTech Austin, this is our 6th year, which is crazy because in the startup world, I think it's like dog years, so that makes us, well into our adulthood. But I've been running the meetup here. I started it back in 2012. Basically, just with the idea of connecting like-minded folks who are geeky about education. And so everything that we've done through the last 6 years has been volunteer-led and really just about building this community. Every single meetup we've done, we've had local Texas beer, so I hope you enjoy it, local Texas beer. In our next iteration, maybe we'll do local Texas wine or something, I don't know. But EdTech Austin is really just a fun project that kind of got out of hand, and now we're here. So thank you guys for being here. So to do this with our volunteer team, I want to introduce Daniela, who's going to talk to you a little bit about ways that you can get involved, either from the corporate side or as individuals who are just passionate about education. Daniela?
Hey everyone. I've been involved in EdTech Austin since early 2016. So Sean and I have worked together for a while now. And as we proceed in this year, we're really looking for some ideas from you guys as to what sort of things you like to see in upcoming meetups and events. So if there's a workshop, if there's a specific topic area you're interested in, a session on, and companies as well, if you're able to sponsor, we're really looking for new sponsors now. So if anyone has any recommendations or ideas, please reach out to us now or any other time. We are just looking for more and more inspiration right now. So please come and talk to us after. Thanks, guys.
And to add to that, we actually had a really awesome meetup earlier this year where we talked about programming for the year, and one of the things that came out of that was this night. So a lot of folks were like, we just need to know who's out there in the community, who's hiring, what are the roles they're hiring for. So this meetup actually came out of one of those sessions. So we're totally open to any ideas that y'all have. If there's something that you want to see, let us know, and we'd love to help you make it happen. And so if you have any requests or things that you'd like to see, you can reach out to Lena, who's also been working with EdTech Austin now for, I feel like about a year, maybe longer. So reach out to her, saleh.lena@gmail.com. All right, so before we move on, we do have awesome sponsors and an amazing community. So thank you to our sponsors. I am biased because I work for Capital Factory, but they are awesome. If you haven't had a chance to check out their space, they have 3 floors here, co-working, and it's an accelerator for startups, some of whom are actually members of that startup, or of that accelerator. And so huge thank you to Capital Factory. And then also this is a preview of what's to come later, but we're also hiring, and so I'll talk a little bit about that as well. Okay, a couple of very short announcements. It's that time of year again where South by Southwest EDU, even though it happens in March, Panel Picker opens, I think, in about a month or so. So if you have any ideas for panels, maybe this is a good opportunity to brainstorm those, but I always want to put that out there early and make sure folks know. The deadline is, I think, end of July, so start thinking about what you're going to do there. Teal's K-12, who's in the house, John Janone, they're actually looking for developer volunteers. So if you know anybody who's a developer and wants to get involved in local Austin schools to kickstart AP computer science programs, he's the guy to talk to about that. And then if you don't get enough of the summer job fair flavor tonight, Capital Factory is actually hosting another job fair next month at the end of June. So that is coming up. Wanted to put that on your radar. It's free to attend. You can find it on capitalfactory.com, or if you just search on Google, there's an Eventbrite for it. Okay, so the agenda for tonight is a couple of short remarks from each of the companies. Following that, they'll be at their respective tables, so you're welcome to just walk around and network. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I think I've done, maybe one or two of these in the past, and I'm always eager to see where things lead after tonight. So I hope that you guys enjoy the program, and I look forward to talking to you in a little while. And with that, I would like to bring up our first presenter, Jessica or Mark from Pen Pal Schools.
Hello, everybody. So I'm Mark Danforth. I work with Pen Pal Schools. I'm actually one of the founders of the company, and I'm our Chief Learning Officer, which may make some sense once I go through what Pen Pal Schools is and does. I'm just going to take a few minutes and explain what we do, show you a little bit around Pen Pal Schools, and then obviously share a few positions that we currently have open and where you can find those if you visit penpalschools.com, or come chat with me and Jessica momentarily. Sound good? All right, audience participation. So at Pen Pal Schools, what we do is we connect communities from all around the world. We connect students from more than 150 countries to learn together through collaborative online learning. So I love to start just with the people that make Pen Pal Schools work. Every dot you see on this map represents not just a teacher or a classroom, but a city in which we have anywhere from one teacher to an entire school district participating in Pen Pal Schools. So as you can see, we have a really awesome opportunity to connect kids from all over the world to learn together and to share their perspectives. So every of these people that you see are our global ambassadors, and they're teachers who are particularly committed to global education or digital citizenship, and some of the key learning outcomes that we tend to focus on at Pen Pal Schools. Once again, continuing with the people, I love to share just some of the classrooms that participate and collaborate with their pen pals. This is the Crossover Academy in Ghana, and they have limited access to technology and power, but they feel so empowered by sharing their perspectives and working with their peers around the world. They write drafts of their pen pal communications, and then they type them out, taking turns on their devices. We have a classroom down here in Buenos Aires, Argentina, a classroom over here in Cambodia. This is a student from Lahore, Pakistan, who is participating in a VR field trip to the United States. You can see it's pretty sweet from that young man's expression. And then we have a classroom here in Kenya. So, it's a real awesome privilege that we get to connect kids with their peers from all over the world and help develop that empathy and show kids that there's a lot more to the world than there may be in their immediate community. So, continuing with our theme of chatting about the people at the center of Pen Pal Schools, I like to highlight some of our, if y'all keep mentioning us, I think there's going to be that notification, but these are some of our teacher ambassadors, and they do a really nice job of explaining why Pen Pal Schools works. And you can visit penpalschools.com at any time and check this out. But I'd love to highlight Susan Zazan, who's a high school English teacher in Lebanon. And her quotation talks about how motivating it was for her students to have an authentic audience to practice their reading and writing skills. Are there any teachers in the room at the moment? Yeah, have you all ever had to find creative ways to motivate your kids to practice reading and writing skills? Yeah, it can be a challenge, but saying that today you're going to write a letter to a person in a totally different part of the world that you may not even know about yet can be incredibly motivating to a young person. So the people are what make Pen Pal Schools work. I mentioned reading and writing skills, and when people think about pen pals, there can't be a pen pal without the exchange of text-based correspondence. So I love to show this part of our homepage where we emphasize the reading skills, the writing skills that are at the core of our experience, but we also love to talk about technology skills, the digital citizenship skills that come with managing an online reputation, creating a profile, learning how to demonstrate respect and empathy towards somebody who may come from a community in which there may be different political or social beliefs. So there's a lot of really great skills at the core of every project on Pen Pal Schools. So now I'm going to scroll up a little further. We make project-based learning super easy. It's an accolade that we received from Common Sense Media a couple years ago, when actually at South by EDU they voted us as one of their cool tools of the conference. And so, project-based learning is a trend that's picking up more and more traction, and rightfully so. It's a really empowering way to give students agency and encourage them to use their voice in the classroom. And all of the Pen Pal School interactions are aligned with specific projects, which I'll show you all right now. So we have projects that align really well to academic standards in your language arts classroom, your social science classroom. Joining forces for the environment helps students learn about environmental issues globally and apply what they learn locally and create projects to either generate action or awareness. Immigration in the 21st century is a really awesome project where we're connecting students from the United States, from Latin America, from Eastern Europe and the Middle East, all of these places that experience immigration and migration in different ways, to think of creative ways to help their community learn and talk about immigration. So at the core of our Pen Pal experience, we have students learning about key academic subjects, practicing those reading and writing skills, all while designing projects. So Plant and Animals is a really awesome project where we have students talking about the flora and the fauna in their community. So if we have any science teachers, those might resonate with some academic standards you all are responsible for teaching. So global project-based learning, like I said, we're in over 150 countries around the world, and we are currently hiring for 3 different positions. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of our page, past some of our accolades, which I'm going to slowly scroll by again for you all, you'll see our careers section. We have 3 positions we're currently looking to fill. One is an account manager position, which is going to be a full-time sales position. We're currently interviewing folks for that, and we're planning to hire in late July or early August for the account manager position. And then we have 2 other, we call them internships. They essentially are 3-month stipend positions in which you can either join our curriculum design team or you can join our marketing and community engagement team. The people that traditionally have worked in our curriculum development team, these are either current or former teachers who have a knack for curriculum design, who generally help us design some of the projects that I showcased earlier. Sometimes we've worked with students from UT and the School of Education who do a lot of really awesome work with research and curriculum design. For our marketing and community engagement internship, usually these people are people who either come from an education background or are interested in practicing and learning about digital marketing out in the field. So a couple kind of temporary positions for folks who are interested in dipping their toe into the education technology space, and then a full-time sales position in account management. And that is Pen Pal Schools. Are there any questions for Sean?
No time for Q&A. All right.
Come talk to us.
That's right. Okay, cool. So next up we have Upswing. Alex. Give him a round of applause while he makes his way up to the stage.
Hey everyone, my name is Alex Pritchett. I'm the COO and founder of Upswing, and I just want to talk with you all a bit tonight about some of the work that we're doing at Upswing and some of the roles that we're hiring for. So we're currently based here in Austin, right off of Rainey Street, probably about 10-15 minute walk from here, so not too far. And whenever we think about education, the one thing that we try to do is figure out how can we make more students want to stay in school, specifically within higher education. So to give you guys a little bit of background on myself, before I started Upswing, I started an organization focused on connecting middle school and high school age Latino students with volunteer mentors from different universities around North Carolina. What I was seeing with that program was that students who were going through that program were not only getting better grades in school, but they were applying for college at higher rates. They were staying out of trouble outside of the classroom. And overall, they were just more interested in what lay beyond high school. So that led me to want to start a company that was focused on not only getting students to college, but getting them through college. And that's always been the focus of Upswing. So where we're at right now is that we work with about 85 colleges all around the country to do things like connect in students with the resources that their colleges already provide, but doing so in a way that fits the modern student. So what I mean by that is if you're a student at one of our colleges, you can access all of the services that your school offers, things like tutoring, advising, mentoring, academic coaching, all online. This is something that most colleges don't offer right now, but we're able to help them bridge that gap between the non-traditional student, so students that are working part-time, they have kids, they have other responsibilities, and for them the first thing to go is often college. What we've seen so far is that students that utilize our system over the course of a semester are about 10% more likely to stay in college. And on top of that, they do about 12% better in their classes than students who don't have access to these services remotely. And what I wanted to show you all today was a new project that we've been working on rolling out called Anna. So what we found was that it wasn't good enough just to have students access their college's services online, but what we wanted to do was get students really engaged with their college experience. So what we do now is with every college that we partner with, it really starts with first being with the student when they need help. So for us, that's directly through a smart SMS AI bot that we've built. And what it does is it integrates everything about the college's experience directly to that student. So it tells them things like when they need to apply for financial aid, when they should register for classes, how to do things like sign up for housing, how to do things like find childcare. And what's really cool is because we've already put all the work together to build this online service portal, what we can do is directly link them in with a tutor when they need help. So we already know, for example, if a student has a course exam coming up in 3 days, we can send them a link directly through SMS and say, hey, don't forget to start studying for your exam on Friday. By the way, here's a link to do it online. One of the really cool things we've rolled out is this concept of smart polling, where through the phone we can start asking a student over the course of the semester, how are you doing in school? What's your sentiment like? Are there struggles that you're having? And get that information in real time. And if you guys know higher education, you know that this is one of the really big problems that exist, which is that a lot of efforts put forth to keep students in college are often reactionary and they aren't predictive. What's really cool about the way that Anna works is that we're able to get all these insights about students and why they're going to drop out or why they're being successful, and we're able to get that to this school ahead of time. So what we're looking for right now is we're looking for 2 people to join our team to focus specifically on building out Anna. Both of them are intern roles for the summer that we see becoming full-time jobs afterwards. One is on the product team for Anna. So we've done a lot of work to build out some of the initial machine learning and automated responses of our system, but now we're focused on scaling that. So we want to get it to the point where we can better automate more responses that come in, because as students ask questions, we want to make sure that the response is instant and no student is left unheard. The second position that we're hiring for is a data analyst intern. This is someone to work directly on our data science team to take this information and start turning it into reports that colleges can use to be much more proactive in student engagement and student retention. In addition to these 2 roles, we're also looking to hire 2 account executives to work with us on bringing in more partnerships across the country. So right now we work in 85 colleges all over the US. We're in about 25 colleges here in Texas, and for us, that's really just the start. So it's all about spreading our mission to colleges all over, and helping more students graduate from college. So thanks so much, everyone.
All right. If I can make a suggestion on Anna, she responded way too fast. You need to build in a delay there to make it more realistic.
So you can actually try it out. If you text "Hello Anna" to this number, it's not really the exact experience that a student would get, but you can kind of see how the chatbot works. It's free to text, so feel free to try it out and let us know what you think.
All right, thanks, Alex. All right, so next up we have, and I'm going to give you so it's going to be PyTop and then Eduphoria so that you know who's on deck. PyTop. Oh, some disagreement about who's presenting. All right. All right, PyTop.
Hello. Hey, good. Okay. Hi, my name is John Prove, and I'm the VP and General Manager of PyTop here in the US. We opened our Austin office just about a little over a year and a half ago. We're a London-based company. There's about 100 of us now. We've got offices in China, London, and Austin now. So we're a rapidly growing EdTech company. We manufacture these lovely green laptops that Elliot's holding in the back there. And that's what we're all about. So we're building these laptops. We're using Raspberry Pi. Is anyone familiar with Raspberry Pi? Raise your hand. All right, that's fantastic. Normally we go to shows like ISTE or those big education trade shows. Everyone's like, what's Raspberry Pi? And then you have to go to the launch field. Well, don't have to do that. Thank you. So yeah, our products are Raspberry Pi based, and powered. The Raspberry Pi Foundation actually uses them for a lot of their demonstrations and workshops. What we've done is taken the Raspberry Pi, we turned it into a very familiar format, which is the laptop you see over there. It actually opens up and allows you to play with electronics, interact with them, and build components, hardware, and things like that. So what we believe in is constructionism. That's getting hands-on and building things, and that's how students of the future, students today need to learn in order to be able to fulfill the job gaps of the jobs tomorrow. I haven't really rehearsed this at all. This actually got dropped on me last second. Yeah, so it's about teaching the students, so learning how to learn, right? That's the important thing. The classroom of today looked exactly the same as the classroom 150 years ago. And what were we doing 150 years ago? We were preparing our students to do what? Work on an assembly line, right? That's what we were doing, right? It's all about standardized testing. It's all about getting A's. And we don't believe in that, right? We believe in low floors, wide walls, and high ceilings. That's making it as easy as possible for children and adults to understand the material, giving them wide walls. That's 5,000, 10,000, 100, and an infinite number of ways to come to a solution. And then that solution, which is the high ceiling. Anyone can get there, and there's 1,000 different ways to do it, right? So what we've done is we've created one entire solution that has the hardware, the software, all the curriculum, the CPD, everything you need to deliver a high-quality computer science program in your classroom. We've bundled it up. We've got it for sale today. Now, what we're looking for the U.S. office right now, is one more regional sales manager, some additional support staff, and there's actually a number of opportunities available with us on the learning and EDU side as well. So if you have any questions, you're interested about the company, please come talk to us. My name is John. Elliot's over there. He's British. Don't blame him. That's just part of our culture. So thank you very much, everyone.
Next up we have Eduphoria.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So we're a K through 12 software company. We're based here in Texas. We were originally founded just north of Dallas in Plano. We have an office here in Austin. It's just south of where we are now at 100 Congress. And primarily in that office, we have all the really fantastic developers. I brought a bunch with me today. We also have design, so development on the front end and the back end. And I want to just kind of talk to you a little bit about what we do. I brought a few photos. Let's see if it'll go. There we go. So Eduphoria is a software tool that supports principals, teachers, school administrators. And what we focus on is end-to-end learning concepts that need to feed back into each other for student performance, for enhancing professional development and assessment for the staff, and then enhancing the curriculum and the lesson planning that the teachers are doing for their classroom. So essentially what we focus on is making everything easier and simpler for the educators, because we want them spending more time with their kids and more time with their teachers, those principals engaging with those teachers, not doing paperwork, not doing all the day-to-day stuff that gets in the way, and just making that easy and getting it out of their way as much as possible. So we have more than 900 school districts. I don't know if you guys know this, in Texas there's over 1,200 school districts. We're not in all of them. We do have some school districts outside of Texas, but we do have quite a bit of districts here in Texas that we've been working with for a number of years. One of the reasons we're here today is we are wanting to talk a little bit about what we're doing right now that's new. We've been around for almost 15 years, so we're trying to kind of get into the groove of making sure that we're leveraging all of the new advancements and the new technologies that are out there. We've finally got the end of life for having an on-site install. I don't know if you guys have dealt with software when it has to be installed on a computer locally at a school or a server. So we finally have that being completely retired, which means that we're about to take off with being able to do full SaaS base on the AWS cloud. So that'll allow us to leverage things like Amazon's text-to-speech recognition to allow for students to have accommodations within their online testing interaction. A lot of new technologies that are underpinning all of the data analytics as well. So we're really excited about that. So I'll jump into a little bit more about what we do. This is related to our testing, data analysis, student performance. We can show you guys a little bit more about this. What it allows you to do is to take things in aggregate and then drill down and filter and toggle in real time. We have a tool like this right now in Aware. If you guys are school teachers, principals, okay, you've probably seen the old data analytics where you can kind of tweak it and toggle it, and this is gonna be so cool. You're gonna be so excited about this. I can't wait for us to launch that later this year. This is Strive. This is the professional development and assessment side. So this is allowing teachers, principals to get feedback in real time. And the reason this tool is so different than a lot of the other professional development tools out there is it focuses on growth and performance and enhancing what you're already doing. It's not punitive, it's not a gotcha tool, it's focusing on how do I do a better job of what I'm already doing in my classroom. Or as a principal, I might be a new principal, I need guidance, I need help. How can I get that support from my colleagues and my supervisors that need to give me feedback? So these are other things that we do. These are things that are going to be revamped. They're not currently in development. They're established tools, but these are things that help get that paperwork and the workflow out of the way for the educators. So we're SaaS-based applications that you'll see on the far right is one of our co-founders. He's speaking at the AWS Summit. We partnered very closely with Amazon, and we get to work with them because they have developed really amazing server technology that we're actually leveraging right now on our cloud solution. So if you guys if y'all have any questions about Amazon and y'all want to talk to us about that, I can talk a little bit about that with y'all. This is some of our team. This is several members of our development team here in Austin. We also have some of our product folks in there as well. Because we work from a couple different offices, we do try to do face-to-face interaction. We try to be a very inclusive and encouraging of that collaborative part of the work. We don't want people working in silos, because in silos you don't get the best ideas generated. Some more of our team, some people that didn't want their photos in there, but you can talk to them in the booth right over there. This is a map of our current districts in the state of Texas, so we're trying to get it all the way oranged out. We're working on it right now. And this is just another example. On the left-hand side, that's a lot of our training team and our instructional specialists, and we try to collaborate and use as much cameras and technology to communicate with each other as possible. So, open positions. So these are the ones that I can officially tell you about. I'm going to tell you about the other ones that I can't officially tell you about, so y'all don't tell anybody else. But these are officially open. So we're looking for front-end development and also full-stack development. So if you have any sort of interest in learning more about those, I have some folks over here that can really dive in and talk to you about those positions. We also have a project coordinator. We're calling it a coordinator. It's like a project manager, but you work across all our teams. So you'll get to work with everybody at the company. It's a really cool position because what you're going to be doing is seeing all of the new stuff, all the innovation, everything that's coming out. So those are the ones that, if y'all want to tell your friends, those are ready. Now, don't tell your friends about these. These are exclusive for you guys only. So we are looking for people that have instructional specialist backgrounds. We're going to be hiring people that are former educators. We want people that can go out there and help other educators leverage the tools, leverage the emphasis of why it's better to use the components together so you can get that feedback loop of information. We're also going to be hiring account managers that can do that communication of, hey, I noticed that you guys are doing this. Have you seen this? This could really help you and get that program off the ground. And I think that those positions are going to be opening up later this year. And if y'all want more information, I have business cards. I'm happy to give y'all a business card. So thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Eduphoria. We have Teals and then Square Cap. John? Round of applause for John.
I always get nervous when people clap for me. You don't know if I'm going to be good or not. Preemptive. I don't have any fancy slides. I'm just going to spend a couple minutes talking about Teals, the organization, and I'm kind of here doing double duty. One is to talk about our volunteer opportunities, and another is to talk about the job opportunities. So I'm going to start with volunteers. Essentially, Teals believes that computer science should be in every high school. Right now, best data we have says it's in less than half. We think it's a huge problem. Roughly 75% of all STEM jobs are in computing, and only 2% of all STEM majors are going into computer science. So if we don't fix that problem, it's a huge economic loss for the country, and all sorts of bad things happen. So we work all over the country, bringing high school computer science classes online by taking people from the tech industry and putting them into a classroom to train a teacher, because volunteers are not an unlimited resource. So we kill two birds with one stone. We stand up a class, we make a smiling group of kids really happy and teach them some really cool stuff about games and computer programming and computer science. And then over a course of a year or two, the teachers who work with us learn how to code. We can kind of transition teachers from zero experience, mid-level experience, to some experience that want an industry connection, and we have models that fit all of those. So if you're a developer, if you're interested in computer science education, please come talk to me. Full-time, we're looking for people, specifically in my role, and we're going to be hiring a lot of me. When I started with Teals, I was the 5th full-time employee. We just crested 50. We have been nearly doubling in size every year. One of the best parts about working at Teals is Microsoft essentially pays our bills. So we don't have to charge schools anything. We don't have to charge for any of the services we provide. The only financial component of our program is bringing in basically a reimbursement to the volunteers for their gas and their expenses that they pay out of pocket. So it's very, very low cost in terms of what we do for the schools. The value of what we get given since we started in 2009 is valued at over $94 million in terms of engineering time hours and give back, and it's going up every single year. So, regional manager's role. We wear lots of hats. We're one of the, I think, true positions where I can say I do a little bit of everything. I do project management, I do event coordination, I do community management, but it's kind of a cyclical job. In the fall, you're out recruiting schools to talk to them for the next year. We have to get a big jump start, so we have those things figured out. You're also going into the classroom and giving pedagogical guidance to the volunteers. As we transition through the fall into the spring, we're closing out our new school partners, and we start thinking about, hey, where can I find these amazing people that want to go work in schools and volunteer their time, that have these software skills. So you do events like this, and you go to talk at software companies, and you might go to ISTE or South by Southwest EDU and host a computer science fair, which we do. And then you go back into kind of your classroom mode for the summer. You take a group of software engineers, a very smart, talented group of people, and you get to flip the switch on them and teach them something they don't know. And if you ever see a group of engineers that have no prior teaching experience and you see their jaws drop when you say, hey, pedagogy is the science of teaching, you're like, that's a word? I'm like, yes, it is, and I have 20 more hours of content coming right at you. So that's a lot of fun. We get to train them and we support them throughout the year through community events, our online portal, and things along those lines. And then the cycle kind of repeats itself. One of my favorite parts about the job is just being to interface with so many people that care about computer science, care about the education, and then bringing that team together. We have some truly amazing people on the team with various backgrounds. If you have an education background, if you have a computer science background, that's what our team consists of. We don't care which background you come from, we'll teach you the other half. So if you are interested, please come talk to me. And that's all I have. I can show you the thing on our website. It's basically, you go under the About, steelsk12.org. You can see join our staff and all the staff that currently work there. So if you want to read a little bit about our bios and backgrounds and the positions. We are looking for Central Texas, ideally San Antonio if you're open to moving, but if you're not, we will consider an exceptional applicant based in the Austin area. And like I said, we're probably going to be adding up to 15 new regional managers across the country throughout the next year.
Teals, by the way, I think, John, you were maybe one of the first EdTech companies. I got to Austin, I met Rapal Nathuji at an EdTech Austin meetup, and he was like, you got to meet John. So it's great to see that you guys are growing and doing awesome stuff.
And you.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, another cool company who I met here at Capital Factory, Serati with SquareCap.
Yeah, so I'm Serati. I'm one of the co-founders and I'm the CTO of SquareCap. We are an attendance tracking, seat map, and question answering and asking student engagement platform. Basically, we're targeted at higher ed, so classes that are anywhere from 200 to 500 students. There's no way for the teacher to basically interact with every student on a day-to-day basis. What we do is we provide a platform for student engagement where the teacher can push questions to the student can push questions to the teacher. It all happens in real time. The students' questions are anonymous, and so students in the back of the class, they're shy to ask questions, they can do that. We have all these really cool features, so teachers can build seat maps. There's actually a crowdsourced database of seat maps for each class, and that creates a live sort of bird's eye view of what's happening in your classroom. We have a lot of publisher and institutional partnerships, so we're working with universities, we're working with Cengage and other publishers. 50,000 students have used the product so far, and about 25 of those are in the last year, so we're growing really fast. And then we're in 10 universities across the United States and Canada. As far as SquareCap, the company goes, we're a really small team, so we actually have only 5 full-time employees, and we have 4 part-time employees. And so what we're doing is we're in the Capital Factory Accelerator space, we're growing pretty rapidly. It's a really cool, fast-paced environment. We're created by teachers and students for teachers and students. And so I actually founded the company with my dad back in 2013. He's a professor at UT. He's been teaching for 26 years. And so he brought all that pedagogical mindset back into how we create our product. If you were to look on our website or on angellist.com right now, we don't actually have any job openings, but come talk to me. What we're going to be looking for in the next year is student developers, actually full stack developers and front end developers, data analysts, salespeople, and marketeers. We're really focused on supporting student success. So the reason we founded SquareCap in the first place is the idea that most students that enter university, only 4 out of 10 of them end up graduating in 4 years. And that was a problem that really affected me and affected my dad, and it was just sort of something that we felt like we had to do something about. And so we're looking for people that are driven beyond that mission and are looking to create a product that can basically tighten that feedback loop to where, the student is failing, the teacher knows in the first 2 weeks instead of after the first exam or after the second exam onward. We're also going to try to find data analysts to analyze our attendance data and our real-time response data and see what can we offer to institutions as far as, being able to tell, okay, a student's not really making it, they haven't come to 5 classes in a row, we need to reach out to them. So come talk to me, I'm over at the booth over there, I'm really excited to talk to you guys, and yeah, have a good time here.
Awesome. All right, I think we just have one more, and that's me. So I manage the partnerships team here at Capital Factory, and we work with lots of community and corporate partners in the community here in Austin and globally as well. And we are actually hiring for 2 positions right now, a diversity and inclusion coordinator and a coordinator specifically for all events around South by Southwest. That's just how much we do here at Capital Factory. And so if you're interested in either of those 2 positions, come talk to me. Also, if you go on Capital Factory's website, I think there are a couple of other roles that are currently open. I'm happy to talk to you about any and all of that. I can give you kind of the insider's perspective. But that's all I have for you. Thank you so much to our awesome volunteers who have helped us organize, Daniela and Lena. Thanks to all of you for being here. I know I don't want to stand between you and these awesome companies, so reminder, there's plenty of beer to drink, totally cool, it's Capital Factory, it's all right. And then we just have to be out here by about 9 o'clock. So hope you enjoy the conversations and look forward to talking to you. Thank you.